So hi, my name's Travis. I work with Modern Times Bookstore, and I would like to describe and explain how the bookstore will go through a transition, what transition we're hoping to inspire and create with this fundraiser. Here we are in the back room. This is the back room as we found it about 18 months ago. But we have recently made a lot of changes. Pardon all the dust and confusion back here. This will become the office of the bookstore, where we keep our rare books and manage returns, exchanges, and do our invoicing back here. So we'll need to address the walls with some paint, bring in some more light and some plants, and maybe make a change of where these bookshelves will actually be in this back space. 2 weeks ago we painted the front area here. There was remnants of the green, and we also had a kind of a blue patch here. We made a brave choice of the red color above us, but we think it's going to do us wonders when we start to bring events in here. We're going to do more painting here soon, possibly the floor we're going to treat with a design pattern. Books and a children's area back here where there's going to be room to move about. We're also thinking that we want to have an expanded health and yoga area. I think that that's part of every person's radical program and practice. And so we are thinking of having a section here that would be devoted to the liberation of the human body. Charmaine, who does massage here, she's going to help us choose material.
Great.
And this is going to be very changed, and so what we're really looking at is the store in a lot of transition, and we'll get to the front and see how things have looked in some ways, but this is really a moment in between, and what we're hoping to create is while we move into this location for a long haul, we want to start with I'd say a clean, easy, well, say conservative white, with exception to the brave red above us, but that we're going to be able to change and paint over and paint over. The main effort is to get rid of the insidious green that has been in this space since it was a shoe store.
I see.
Yeah, and so that's the effort that we're undergoing here. There you go. This is what today our children's books area looks like. We are hoping to fit this into a corner very nicely so that we can have areas and furniture for people to move around and look at the books themselves. The kids can be doing book readings back there. We envision having a bilingual children's hour here. This wall that you see on the right is maybe a clue to where we'll start an event space. We're going to go back and through this area. But take a look around. We're going to make changes so that the fixtures that were put in place will have more of a curated and designed overall effect. You know, the process here that looks temporary is going to be a fixed and permanent thing soon, with the exception of everything that's in the middle of the room, because it's going to be moving for events.
What kind of events are you going to have?
Well, that's going to expand. The hope is to have new kinds of events. Part of the real vision here is to be able to open the gallery space to the bookstore and the bookstore to the gallery space so that we can have an audience of 50 to 70 people. And if we can have such an audience, then we can have a lot more potential in terms of the authors we can bring in, the kind of events we have. If we have, well, in the past we had an interesting, very original puppet theater version of St. Joan of the Stockyards by Bertolt Brecht. It was a brilliant production, but we had half the space available to them. They had to use this as the stage space, and the audience sat, you know, in a very, very cozy arrangement in front. So if we opened up the space in a larger way, we can have a variety of artistic and performative events. Beyond open mics, I would love to see play readings. And if we can invite St. Joan of the Stockyards back, that troupe, they do terrific things in here. It's a matter of opening up ourselves to their creativity. What this will mean, I think, as an end product would be we want to have a stationary AV system that would allow us to project and amplify sound. We would want to be able to have a stage space that we can bring together and light on a separate dimmer system. Those are very important. So we can turn out the lights here and turn on the lights center stage.
Great.
These walls will stay, I guess, largely as they are, except for the painting above. And as things get settled, we'll see if there's a need for a change of sections. But this area here, which we've recently opened, is going to open more. So we're looking at a wall of books that will go all the way from end to end. And so this is going to be, I think, about 45 feet of books, all the way through. Across from here is our books in Spanish. This section we want to expand. It has been a little crowded with furnishings, which we've changed. We're going to hope to allow for people to see all the books and get back there into an expanded section that will have California included next to it. So this would be kind of a regional interest section. It's one of the best-selling sections in the store is our Spanish language book. The last big idea we've got is to paint the front of the store, and maybe to paint a mural into the floor on the ground. So these will entail collaborative efforts and artists getting involved, and a process of drafting versions before we get to an accepted design, and then we're going to have to clear everything off the floor, paint it, and treat it.
Right.
It'll be an extensive process with, we hope, a long benefit.
Right.
Every Thursday there's a tour that happens for Precita Eyes. They come and they look at the bookstore from across the street. We've got a beautiful mural above us, and if we have a mural on the floor, we'd be able to include the interior of the bookstore. We'd be able to welcome that tour every day. And so we want to really take the opportunity to bond with what Precita Eyes does every day, and in the creation of a collaborative piece of work. Now this is the north side of the street, which means that we get the 45% of the sun at best. And so there's always a shadow that comes over the facade of the building. In order to create more visibility in this space, we're going to paint this front storefront facade a bright yellow. We're going to give it a nice design, and then we're going to have our the name of books, Modern Times and Modernos Tiempo, aquí, so that this will be visible and branded for us. The choice that had been made with this green was to make it match the mural above us. What we need to do instead is go with its opposite color so that it complements the mural above. And so when we make this improvement, it's going to actually also be an improvement in our ability to see the mural. It'll look better. Yeah. So thanks so much.
Sure. Thank you.